Hey there, this is Jimmy. Just want to say good morning, good Saturday morning on this beautiful day. It's absolutely amazing. Already I've got to see a whole bunch of runners out in my neighborhood and over in Royal Oak. That's how you know it's a good day, when you're up before 6:37 and then you hit the road and you see a legion of people getting their run in already. See, that's what I'm talking about. But hey, that's actually not what I want to talk about today in today's video. Today's video, I'm going to tell you about a story. It's something that happened to me when I first started appraising, when I first went in independent and on my own. And it has to do with curb appeal. Take this information and use it to your advantage, because it will make you thousands, possibly even tens of thousands of dollars if you do it correctly. Okay, so here you go. As of late in my subdivision, and to be honest with you, we have a few homes in my subdivision that have they're not living up to the standards. I never thought I'd be that guy, the grumpy old guy, like, cut your grass or stay off my grass. But I really am turning into that person. And the reason for it is simple, because I know the effect that curb appeal can have on your home value. More importantly, I know the effect that curb appeal has on how you feel about your home and where you live in your neighborhood, right? So when I see people not, living up to the standard, whatever the standard might be, I get a little annoyed. That's just me. I recognize that I am changing in my older years here, but that's got nothing to do with today's story. So here we go. Like I said, this is something that happened to me when I first started our company, Renaissance Appraisal. It was one of my first appraisals as an independent appraisal. Up to that time, I had been appraising under my mentor and trainer, a guy by the name of Bill Johnson. Excellent appraiser. If you guys, if you ever need a recommendation for anything commercial or anything like that, he is definitely your guy. But shout out to Bill. Okay, so back to the example. So here's one of my first orders. This was right about 2006, 2007. And it was right about the time when the foreclosure, it was like a foreclosure crave. Everybody was doing it, right? And what had happened was I got an order for a home down in Brownstown. Brownstown is in Wayne County. It was kind of they were building homes up. There were a lot of homes out there, but they were really building them up. And there were a lot of like really big properties, relatively speaking. So like you can go down to Brownstown and get like a 3,200, 3,500 square foot home. And, you can purchase it for like maybe $350,000 or something like that. And maybe 400,000. But the point is that these were huge homes, really well made, looked amazing, great neighborhoods, and you could get them relatively cheap compared to some of the other areas that we have here in Michigan or here in my immediate area. So anyway, this was, like I said, this was one of my very first assignments as an independent appraiser. So here I go, I went and trooped on down there to Brownstown, and I'm thinking this was supposed to be an REO appraisal. So meaning that the home was foreclosed and the bank was trying to figure out what is it that, what is the price that we can sell this house for so that we can get our money back. Now, if you remember back in 2006, 2007, 2008, there was a lot of foreclosures, right? Matter of fact, it's probably the beginning where it started to get really bad. But anyway, so this was one of the first. So I'm driving down and I pull into this, it wasn't gated, but you could tell that this was a really well-to-do neighborhood. It was, I mean, this place was really nice. I mean, I was like, man, I gotta make me some money so I can get down to here, because this place is nice. So pull up to the house, have some really nice landscaping outside. You can see from the front, you can see kind of where the pool was kind of tucked in the back under about a 6-foot iron gate, well maintained. It was beautiful from the street. From the street, there was no distinction between this house and any other house on the neighborhood or on the block, period. Nothing. There was no distinction. And these places were like Mac Daddy. Really, really, really nice. They had the ornament. They had like Japanese maple springing up in the front. Well-kept shrubbery. Just like I said, this was just, I mean, I had done REO or foreclosed properties before, but I had never done anything that looked like this. I was like, man, this is going to be a freaking breeze. I'm going to be in and out of here in like 20 minutes, even though it's like a 3,500 square foot home. So I was like, okay. So, like I said, from the street, absolutely gorgeous. I am so glad I didn't phone it in, and I actually decided to go into the house. I went into the house, and there was nothing in the house. I know you're thinking, there's probably no furniture, no car, no stuff like that. No, there was nothing in the house. The house had been stripped, literally, from the second floor to the basement. Everything was moved. It was a shell. The only thing that was in this house were the 4, 5, 6 walls that were the exterior walls. That was it. Everything else was gone. They took the fireplace inserts. They took the cabinets. They took the plumbing. That, usually people maybe cut the plumbing line. No, they took every damn thing. It was PEX, so it was relatively cheap. They took this. There was no sink. There was no kitchen. There was just an area that I thought maybe possibly a kitchen used to be. It was plywood and drywall. That was it. 3,500 square feet of plywood and drywall. They even took the damn banisters on the stairs. Did you hear what I said? They took the banisters. I was amazed. But here's the thing. Remember what I told you initially? When I pulled up to this house looked immaculate. There was no distinction between this house and any other house on the property. And I was but that's the beauty of curb appeal. I mean, it really is. I mean, I hate to use that power for your own benefit if you like. Hopefully you'll use it for good. But really, that's really what it comes down to. If you can keep the exterior looking good and in shape, nobody really knows what goes on inside the house or inside your 4 walls. So take that for whatever it's worth. And I'm going to give another shout out here because I know who did it. The people who maintained the exterior was, obviously, it wasn't the former homeowners. It wasn't the bank. It was the neighbors. The neighbors made sure that their property values maintained the level that they were by going over and literally taking care of this property. This lawn was immaculate. The hedges were trimmed. They had freaking annual flowers in the yard. I mean, it was just really well maintained. And like I said, the only people who could have possibly done that is the homeowners. And they did that. The only reason they did that, let's be honest, is to protect their home, their actual home values in a time where home values were dropping like a stone. And you know what? If I wouldn't have gone into this particular house, it would have worked for me. If somebody's coming to buy it, if they're just pulling into a neighborhood thinking, hey, I want to live here, and you drove around and you saw this house, you would have never thought it was a quote unquote distressed sale. There was no reason that you would ever think to offer anything less than whatever market value was at that time. So use that for your benefit. Curb appeal matters. It matters for your house. It matters for your neighbor's house. So that means if your neighbors aren't, doing what they need to do, might need to have a conversation. Just saying. Alrighty. Talk to you later. Hope that helps.